Let's transition back to the NBA and let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies as the Athletic. They put out an article a few days ago. It was from Joe Varden and Sam Amick. They had an article on the Memphis Grizzlies and some of the issues that the Memphis Grizzlies basketball team is dealing with on the road. According to the article, numerous team insiders have blamed team's dismal road record because of Ja Morant. There have been travel measures taken to curtail nightlife habits, with the Grizzlies leaving more road cities, especially the glitzier ones like Miami, immediately after the game instead of staying overnight. So, my reaction to this article by Joe Varden and Sam Amick, who do a great job writing for the Athletic. Joe Varden and Sam Amick do a great job writing for the Athletic. Go and check out all their work. They do a tremendous job. My reaction to this article is, first and foremost, for Ja Morant, as the leader of this Memphis Grizzlies basketball team, I hope that this is more of a team issue, more so than a Ja Morant issue. And when it comes to Ja Morant, we know about his off-the-court issues that he's been dealing with lately. And he got suspended by the NBA for 8 games, and he's going to return back to the court sometime this week. But considering Ja Morant and what he means to the NBA and what he means to the Memphis Grizzlies, the organization, and how he is as a brand, like how his brand is, I hope that this is a team issue that the Memphis Grizzlies are dealing with, more so than just the Ja Morant as an individual issue. I want to be very, very clear about what I'm saying, because it's a bad look if it's just Ja Morant who has this issue. But let's assume that this is a team issue. I'm looking at the Memphis Grizzlies, and I'm looking at their core players. Ja Morant, 23 years of age. Dylan Brooks, 27 years of age. Desmond Bane, 24 years of age. And their center, Jackson Jr., is 23 years of age. Tyus Jones is 26 years of age. This is a young basketball team. And if they have to leave the opposing team's city once they're done after their game and need to get on a plane to stay focused, I commend head coach Taylor Jenkins and the Grizzlies organization for choosing to depart the opposing team's city immediately after the game so you can keep your team focused. This is not a team that has a lot of veterans on their basketball team. A lot of their young core players are under the age of 30. Steven Adams is 29. He's a veteran in the NBA. But a lot of their young players like Desmond Bane, like Ja Morant, like Jaren Jackson Jr., they all are 24 or younger. This is a young basketball team. And you know, in today's day and age, when you were young and you got money, after the game, you go out and you in the nightlife, it's bound for things to happen. And bad things could happen, because the later it gets, you're out. People know that you're players who play in the NBA, and you become a target. You become someone that people who don't have as much as you have, you become a target for them to mess with. And honestly, like being in the nightclubs and, you know, being out, sometimes it could get the best of you. It could get the best of you when you traveling from city to city and you're a young athlete that got so much money and so much power. And I believe that Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies organization, if they believe that it's in the best interest of their basketball team to be successful to depart immediately after the road games in the opposing team city. If that's the route that they have to take to get the best out of their basketball team, then I think that's what they need to do. Because in the NBA, you have back-to-backs, and if you're out in another city on the road and you don't get in till 3 or 4 in the morning, or I'm not sure if these, I'm pretty sure these are grown men, so there's no curfew. This ain't college. If you're out till 3, 4 in the morning and the flight leaves at 7 or 8 o'clock the next morning, then you have to be on a flight and get to another city if you have a back-to-back, and you're not going to be at your best the next night in another city. And I think that's a part of the reason why when you look at the Memphis Grizzlies, they're 14-22 on the road this season. So they have a bad road record. They're great at the FedEx Center in Memphis. I believe that's the name of their arena. They're great in Memphis when they play at home, but on the road, they're 14-22. They're a young basketball team. So I believe that this could be a issue for the Grizzlies moving forward because they're a young team. Their core is going to be together for the next few years. So if Taylor Jenkins and the Memphis Grizzlies organization don't figure out a way to contain the young players on their basketball team, they're going to struggle winning games on the road. And it's going to be a pattern moving forward. Yes, they're grown men. Everybody's going to say, well, these are grown men we're talking about. Yes, they are grown men. But if you ain't never been in that situation or had this type of money or type of power, it's easy to say what you would do in that situation. That's why I know Ja Morant has been wrong about some of the things that he's done, and he has to make better decisions. But I also understand him being 23 years of age, him being young, him having a lot of money, him having the power that he has. It's a lot that comes with that, and pressure comes with that. It's easy to talk when you on the outside looking in. Very, very easy to talk about what you would do or what you shouldn't do and so forth. But if you're not in that position, then you don't know what it's like to be an NBA player in another city where everyone knows that you are a basketball player. People know that you have money and you have power. So just imagine how easy it is for young NBA players and how women, let's just be honest, women in these opposing cities flock to these young basketball players. That's why you see Ja Morant in the strip club having a great time, and having fun, even after a loss to the Denver Nuggets, because when you look at the players around him, he doesn't have an old veteran to tell him, hey, after some games, go into the hotel, do some film study. Or even if you want to have, a party, have a private party, have people come to your hotel, like host a party and make it be private. You don't have to go out to the club. You don't have to go out to the strip club. You can have a party in your hotel and have fun in your hotel with your teammates and have a private party in a private setting. That way you're not a target and you're not someone who's out at these clubs, at these bars, at these strip clubs and putting yourself at risk and at harm. Like, he doesn't have a veteran besides Steven Adams to tell him this. This is why I believe it's always important to have like an old veteran presence on your basketball team if you're trying to compete for a championship. Like players like the Steven Jacksons of the world, the Carmelo Anthonys of the world, the Vince Carters of the world, players who played late into their careers, like Vince Carter. Vince Carter was well beyond his prime during the end of his career, but he was a major influence on some of those young players that he played with in the locker room. And he was teaching those young players certain things, how to be a pro, how to be a star, how to carry yourself and conduct yourself in the right manner. I think this Memphis Grizzlies basketball team, they need that. They need that. And again, I know they're grown men, but at the same time, they're all young. And if you want to get the best out of the Memphis Grizzlies moving forward, if you're Taylor Jenkins and if you're the Memphis Grizzlies organization, if you got to depart from each team's opposing city when you're on the road immediately after the game, then so be it. So be it. Do whatever you need to do to get the best out of your young basketball team, Taylor Jenkins. Do whatever you need to do.